Part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Missed call. No. I'm back. Is anyone else here? I know. We'll do roll call for all teams. If everyone can comment, if you can see me at all, not see me, who knows? My internet just broke. Dan Keeper here. Good. People can comment again just so we know you're all here before we continue with question number 6. That'll be good. Yeah, sorry guys. Cole's back, Perry's back. Please continue to comment. Let me know that you're back now that my internet seems to be back. Three fighters, Danny and Macefield. Mark Morrison. I don't know what Morrison is. Because your articles are back. I can't trust this Azerbaijani internet. No, I can't. Hopefully it's better on Saturday. I'll try to, Tim. I'll try to. We're missing Gillies. Lithuanian tour sport are back. Chewbacca's, Cymru, Don't Stand So Close to Me, and Anthony's back, and Matthew Hoggard, Barmy Army. Cymru back. So we're after duo, Chewbacca's, Don't Stand So Close to Me, Matthew Hoggard, Barmy Army. Don't Stand So Close to Me. Matthew Hoggard's Barmy Army and duo. Let's check on them. Message the guys.
Oh, yeah. Duo are back.
Duo back. It says chat's disabled for them. I don't know why.
Okay. Try to open the door, see if it works.
Did you shut that door earlier? Yeah.
Huh? Yes. Right, I think everyone's back. Just stop.
Okay, just reloading.
Apologizing.
Okay, really sorry for that. My laptop seems to have a habit of just going offline for no reason. The internet still works. So first time it's happened on this quiz. It's happened on Zoom calls occasionally, but I don't know what's going on. Question number 6. Let's try once more. Maybe it just doesn't like this bit of lyrics. It cuts me off. Question number 6. No clouds in my stones, let it rain. I hydroplane in the bank, coming down like the Dow Jones. When the clouds come, we gone, we rock a fella. No clouds in my stones, let it rain. I hydroplane in the bank, coming down like the Dow Jones. When the clouds come, we gone, we rock a fella. Question number 7. Fire in the disco, fire in the Taco Bell, fire in the disco, fire in the gates of hell. Don't you want to know how we keep starting fires? Fire in the disco, fire in the Taco Bell, fire in the disco, fire in the gates of hell. Don't you want to know how we keep starting fires? I think this might be it. Disappointing. Question number 8. Clock strikes upon the hour and the sun begins to fade. Still enough time to figure out how to chase my blues away. Clock strikes upon the hour and the sun begins to fade. Still enough time to figure out how to chase my blues away. Question number 9. I thought I saw a man brought to life. He was warm. He came around like he was dignified. He showed me what it was to cry. Well, you couldn't be that man I adored. I thought I saw a man brought to life. He was warm. He came around like he was dignified. He showed me what it was to cry. Well, you couldn't be that man I adored. And finally, question number 10. Tonight I'm gonna have myself a real good time. I feel alive and the world, I'll turn it inside out. Yeah. Tonight I'm gonna have myself a real good time. I feel alive and the world, I'll turn it inside out. Yeah. I don't know why they didn't get me on vocals for all of these songs. Are amazing. Azerbaijan's entry into Eurovision is slightly better than my reading here. Don't worry.
Just slightly. It's amazing.
Chap. 9 and 4 to be repeated. If anyone else needs any more repeating, let me know. So number 4 was, okay, I'll do them in order. So number 4, so if you're lonely, you know I'm here waiting for you. I'm just a crosshair. I'm just a shot away from you. Number 8 was clock strikes up on the hour and the sun begins to fade. Still enough time to figure out how to chase my blues away. And number 9, I thought I saw a man brought to life. He was warm. He came around like he was dignified. He showed me what it was to cry. Well, you couldn't be that man I adored. Question number 12, please, for Rich. Cool. Thank you. I'll give you another 30 seconds or 20 seconds or so till the top of the minute, and then we'll go through the answers. He opens his eyes and goes after. Do you have that line in that?
Yeah. Oh,
8 and 9, the wrong way around. 8 was clock strikes upon the hour and the sun begins to fade. Still enough time to figure out how to chase my blues away. And 9 was, I thought I saw a man brought to life. He was warm. He came around like he was dignified. He showed me what it was to cry. While you couldn't be that man I adored. If you're all good, Sean, if you can just comment to let us know, and then we will move on to the answers. Cool, we're all good. So, question number 1. You were working as a waitress in a cocktail bar when I met you. I picked you out, I shook you up and turned you around, turned you into someone new, was the Human League with Don't You Want Me? So that's 1 point for Human League, 1 point for Don't You Want Me, 2 points if you get both, none if you get none. Question number 2. My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, this I know for show. Does she really want it but can't stand to see me walk out the door? That was Outcast with Hey Ya. I once performed that in year 7 with 2 other guys in my music class. We jumped off chairs and everything for dramatic effect. I should sing the answers, but I won't. Question number 3. Picture yourself in a boat on a river with tangerine trees and marmalade skies. Somebody calls you, you answer quite slowly. A girl with kaleidoscope eyes. That was the Beatles, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Question number 4. I'm hoping Poo Pooey Sauce got this because I saw them with Mark. So if you're lonely, you know I'm here waiting for you. I'm just a crosshair. I'm just a shot away from you. That was Take Me Out by Franz Ferdinand. He did get it. Good. Number 5. I did my best to notice when the call came down the line up to the platform of surrender. I was broad, but I was kind. That was The Killers with Human. Question number 6. No clouds in my stones, let it rain. I hydroplane in the bank, coming down like a Dow Jones. When the clouds come, we gone. We Rockefeller. That was my best rap impression. That was Umbrella by Rihanna featuring Jay-Z. So if you put Jay-Z, I will accept that out of the kindness of my heart. But it is Rihanna with Umbrella. Number 7, probably my favourite on this list. Yeah, Claire's singing in the background to put me off, and she doesn't know half the song, so I don't know how she's singing them. Fire in the disco, fire in the Taco Bell. Fire in the disco, fire in the gates of hell. Don't you want to know how we keep starting fires? It's my desire, it's my desire. That is Electric Six, Danger High Voltage. If you haven't seen the video to that song, it is incredible but creepy as anything. Number 8, clock strikes upon the hour and the sun begins to fade. Still enough time to figure out how to chase my blues away. Whitney Houston, I want to dance with somebody. Question number 9, I thought I saw a man brought to life. He was warm, he came around like he was dignified. He showed me what it was to cry. Well, you couldn't be that man I adored. That was Natalie Imbruglia, don't worry about the spelling, with Torn. You can't say that you love that song if you didn't get it. Sorry. Number 10, tonight I'm going to have myself a real good time. I feel alive and the world, I'll turn it inside out, yeah? That was Queen, Don't Stop Me Now. So if you can tally up your scores for that round, please. Claire will start collecting them. For the sake of time and a bit of buffering and stuff we've had tonight, I'm going to move on to round 4 in 30 seconds. So 30 seconds, tally up, go, 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 go. We'll move on to round 4 and we'll do the scores after round 3, after round 4, before doing rounds 4 and 5 and tallying up together. If anything, it makes the ending more exciting because you've got 2 rounds worth of questions to work out who wins. So get your scores in and we're going to move on to round 4. So this is the films and books round. Question number 1. Which author wrote the Alex Cross, Michael Bennett, and Women's Murder Club series of books? So these are all series of books, but who wrote them? They are the Alex Cross, Michael Bennett, and Women's Murder Club series of books. But which author wrote them? Question number 2. Robert Galbraith is the crime fiction pen name of which famous author? Robert Galbraith is the crime fiction pen name of which famous author? Claire's still singing Human from the last round. Question number 3. Prospero, Miranda, Ariel, Caliban, and Alonso are all characters from which Shakespeare play? Prospero, Miranda, Ariel, Caliban, and Alonso are all characters from which Shakespeare play? Question number 4. Which author wrote the horror novels It, The Shining, and The Outside? Which author wrote the horror novels It, The Shining, and The Outside? Question number 5. Big Brother is Watching You is a slogan within which novel? And for an extra point, who was the author? Big Brother is Watching You is a slogan within which novel? And for an extra point, who was the author? Question number 6. Which author wrote The Old Man and the Sea, For Whom the Bell Tolls, and A Farewell to Arms? Which author wrote The Old Man and the Sea, For Whom the Bell Tolls, and A Farewell to Arms? Question number 7. For 3 points, name the 3 novels written by Stieg Larsson in the Millennium series about Lisbeth Salander and Mikael Blomkvist. For 3 points, 1 for each novel, name the 3 novels written by Stieg Larsson in the Millennium series about Lisbeth Salander and Mikael Blomkvist. Okay, so that ends the book section and moving on to films. Question number 8. For 2 points, in which 2 films did Will Smith receive a nomination for an Academy Award for Best Actor? For 2 points, 1 for each film, in which 2 films did Will Smith receive a nomination for an Academy Award for Best Actor? Question number 2. Name the 5 films in the series featuring Matt Damon as a CIA assassin based on novels by Robert Ludlum. Name the 5 films in the series featuring Matt Damon as a CIA assassin based on novels by Robert Ludlum. And for technicality, Matt Damon doesn't appear in the 4th, but his character is mentioned throughout, therefore it still counts. Before someone has a go at me. So the 5 films, 1 point for each film in the series featuring Matt Damon as a CIA assassin based on novels by Robert Ludlum. And just as clarity, they don't need to be in order. I just need 5 answers. No more than 5, please. Don't start guessing any other random film. I need 5 answers at most. 5 points. Doesn't matter on the order. I'll just give you another 20, 30 seconds or so on that one, just to think through. Can you do me a favour? Fetch me more beer, please.
I can nearly put my laptop on. I haven't stopped at the fridge, so we need to. Question.
Okay. Question number 10. Which film features the protagonists Bernard and Miss Bianca trying to save Penny from Madame Medusa? Which film features the protagonists Bernard and Miss Bianca trying to save Penny from Madame Medusa? Yeah, I've seen your comment there, Tash. I will go through any questions at the end. Do you know that one? Number 10? Question number 11. For which film did Leonardo DiCaprio win his Best Actor Academy Award? For which film did Leonardo DiCaprio win his Best Actor Academy Award? And finally, question 12. What is the name of the James Bond film due for release later this year after its original release date was delayed due to the current pandemic? No. What is the name of the James Bond film due for release later this year after its initial release date was delayed due to the current pandemic? And that ends the round. If you've got any questions you want repeated, please let me know. Tash has asked for numbers 1 and 7. So number 1, which author wrote the Alex Cross, Michael Bennett, and Women's Murder Club series of books? And number 7 was, for 3 points, name the 3 novels written by Stieg Larsson in the Millennium series about Lisbeth Salander and Mikhail Blomkvist. And number 11, for which film did Leonardo DiCaprio win his Best Actor Academy Award? Number 3, Prospero, Miranda, Ariel, Caliban, and Alonso are all characters from which Shakespeare play? That's everything. I'll give you 30 seconds more, and then we'll go through the answers. So any more questions, put them up. Otherwise, we'll go through the answers in just under 30 seconds. And I've got another beer here to pour. I noticed. Thank you. Reading questions. Can I confirm question number 9? Name the 5 films in the series featuring Matt Damon as a CIA assassin based on novels by Robert Ludlum. And for technicality, Damon himself doesn't appear in the 4th film, but his character is mentioned throughout, so we're still including it. I've got this beer really badly.
Yeah.
That's what you get when you try and read the question out while you pour beer. Never mind. For Alice's sake, she's always asking, I want more beer. I want Lost Lager by Brewdog. You can't see that, it's in reverse. Well, I'll go for the answers. Let me know what you're drinking tonight. I'm interested to know about you guys. This is a pub quiz after all, so let me know what beers or other drinks you're drinking. In the meantime, we'll move on to the answers. So, question number 1. Tea. Hardcore. Bit late for caffeine. Number 1. Which author wrote the Alex Cross, Michael Bennett, and Women's Murder Club series of books? That was James Patterson. Number 2. Hang on, my iPod's gone red. Robert Galbraith is the crime fiction pen name of Joanne Rowling or J.K. Rowling, which is also a pen name of her, but I'll accept J.K. Rowling or Joanne Rowling. Nice cup. Random jars, interesting. Number 3, Prospero, Miranda, Ariel, Caliban, and Alonso are all characters from The Tempest. I'm hoping Cymru got that, because I know we've got some actors in that group. Question number 4, the author who wrote It, The Shining, and The Outside was Stephen King. Question number 5, Big Brother is Watching You is a slogan from the novel 1984. And the author, for an additional point, was George Orwell. So 1984 for 1 point, and or George Orwell for a second point. If you get the author without the novel, that's fine. It's 1 point for each. Question number 6, the author who wrote The Old Man and the Sea, For Whom the Bell Tolls, and A Farewell to Arms was Ernest Hemingway. And question number 7, the 3 novels by Stieg Larsson in the Millennium series about Lisbeth Salander and Mikael Blomkvist were The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, The Girl Who Played with Fire, and The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest. Again, you don't have to have those in order, just get the 3 answers or as many as you did, and you get points 1 for each of those. Question number 8. The 2 films Will Smith received a nomination for an Academy Award for Best Actor were Ali and The Pursuit of Happiness. So it's 1 point for each of those that you got right. Question number 9. The 5 films in the series featuring Matt Damon as a CIA assassin based on novels by Robert Ludlum were, and again, order doesn't matter, just tick them off, whichever ones you get. The Bourne Identity, The Bourne Supremacy, The Bourne Ultimatum, The Bourne Legacy, and Jason Bourne. Number 10, the film that features the protagonists Bernard and Miss Bianca trying to save Penny from Madame Medusa was The Rescuers. Question number 11, Leonardo DiCaprio won his Academy Award for Best Actor in The Revenant. And number 12, the name of the James Bond film due for release later this year is No Time to Die. So please tally up your scores out of 20 and Claire will gather those together. But in the meantime, she can come and let us know before she does that the scores as of round 3. So from a round before this. This doesn't include round 4. We'll do the final scores of round 4 and 5 together with everything. But the scores after round 3, she has not prepared for me, which is really useful. She was not listening.
Why do these teams keep going in? I've seen it. And it's
Claire's losing team somehow, so some of you should feel really loved. But I'm going to be about her way while she gives you those scores.
It's the funny marking system I have to do, which I still don't understand. Okay, right. So 14 teams, 14th place, 21 points is Charlie's Angels. 13th place on 26 points, Quizzy Rascals. 12th place on 27 points, the team who must not be named. 11th place on 39 points, Quizzing in My Pants. 10th place on 40 points, Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Quizzardry. Then we've got joint 9th place, 41 points. So both on 41 points are Comrie and Flu Fighters. Then singly in 8th place on 42 points, Chewbarkers. Then we've got joint 6th place on 43 points, Les Quizerables and Duo. Then 5th place on 45 points, Piri Piri Sauce. 4th place, 46 points, Don't Stand So Close to Me. So you're all actually sequential. This is very nice. I like this. So 4th place on 46 was Don't Stand So Close to Me. 3rd place on 47 points, We're Going to Quiz All Over You. 2nd place, 48 points, The Lithuanian Tourist Board. And 1st place, 49 points, Matthew Hoggard's Barmy Army. So there's 1 point between 1st and 2nd, and then 3rd, and you're all really close, basically. It's 1 point in it all the way down. So, Dan, I haven't done the last. I haven't added up. If you think you've got 52, that's because we're only doing.
That was after round 3, not after round 4. Round 3. We haven't added round 4 together yet. We're a round behind.
That's what I got
because
to do.
I was trying to be quicker. That's all it was.
Yeah.
So if you have more than 52, you're probably beating. Oh, they've got 50.
Oh, double check.
Claire will double check, but that was the scores after round 3, not including round 4. Dan told them that, but well done, Dan. Congratulations to you. So your scores after round 4, keep them quiet so other people don't know how you're doing. So you have more chance of winning tactically by making them not try as hard in this round. So the last round, and after this we will tally up all of the scores. Everyone should also comment their scores, go ahead. But either way, we're moving on to general knowledge. This is quicker, because otherwise you got to wait ages. So, general knowledge. Number 1. What is the name of the next generation Xbox due for release later this year? What is the name of the next generation Xbox due for release later this year? When were you meant to do round 4?
Huh?
When were you meant to do round 4?
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, you weren't meant to do round 4, yeah. Number 2. Breitling, Hublot, and Tudor are all brands of what? Breitling, Hublot, and Tudor are all brands of what? Question number 3. What is the largest supermarket in the UK with a 2018 market share of 27.4%? What is the largest supermarket in the UK with a 2018 market share of 27.4%? Just for clarity on these questions, a lot of the time I put in an extra little bit just to make it clear, because no one's going to sit there and go, oh, 27.4%, I know the answer. It's just clarifying where I've got my statistic from, because I know people are pedantic about the questions. Question number 4. In the last round, we mentioned this year's Bond film, but who wrote, or who is the artist for the theme tune to this year's Bond film? Who is the artist who has released the theme tune to this year's Bond film? I put who wrote it. I don't know if they wrote it or if they just performed it, so I'm just clarifying that. But yeah, who did the theme tune? I think it was by them as an artist. So yeah, who performed it? Who did it? That sort of question. It makes sense. Question number 5. How many pairs of chromosomes does a human cell normally contain? How many pairs of chromosomes does a human cell normally contain? Question number 6. What is the chemical symbol or formula for salt? Claire's celebrating because she came up with this question. What is the chemical symbol or formula of salt? If you have problems with that question, send them to Claire. Question number 7. What animal appears on the logo of the World Wildlife Fund, or WWF? What animal appears on the logo of the World Wildlife Fund, or WWF? Question number 8. What construction toy system was invented by American Joel Glickman and first introduced in America in 1992? What construction toy system was invented by American Joel Glickman and first introduced in America in 1992? As in, its first introduction was in America in 1992, not it was introduced elsewhere and then eventually got introduced in America. So that's not a trick question. It's just it was first introduced in America in 1992. What was it? I didn't test this one on you to see if you get the next one. Question number 9. Copperhead, cottonmouth, and boomslang are all species of what animal? Copperhead, cottonmouth, and boomslang are all species of what animal? Question number 10. This question, written specifically with my in-laws in mind, which you might think is biased. However, they usually come last, so live with it. Question number 10. What does the word scuba in scuba diving stand for as an acronym? What does the word scuba in scuba diving stand for as an acronym? Looking forward to seeing what people put on this one if they don't know the answer. Is it? Oh. Yeah, but you'll be able to get something. I'll give you a little bit longer just to come up with. If you don't have an answer for that one, just make something up because it'd be quite funny. Question number 11. It is now a word, not an acronym, but what does it stand for? Surely it came from an acronym, though. I'm not going to argue, you're the scientist, but yeah, either way. Number 11. What operation is represented by an exclamation mark in mathematics? What operation is represented by an exclamation mark in mathematics? Question number 12, which is for Claire, because we've been watching a lot of this lately because she's learning. Who is the permanent panelist on TV show QI? Yeah. What's his name? She doesn't know this one. Who is the permanent panelist on TV show QI? No, it's not that person. I'm going to tell you afterwards who she thought the person was. She described them perfectly and then had the name 100% wrong. Well, the name you gave me doesn't even look like a person. Nothing anymore. Question number 13. In Hinduism, the Trimurti consists of 3 gods who are responsible for the creation, upkeep, and destruction of the world. So for 3 points, what are the names of those 3 gods? In Hinduism, the Trimurti consists of 3 gods who are responsible for the creation, upkeep, and destruction of the world. For 3 points, what are the names of those 3 gods? He's not on that show at all. Cool. Number 11 was what operation is represented by an exclamation mark in mathematics? Who is the permanent panelist? So number 11 being I don't know, that's fine, that's just what I'm saying. Number 14 then, the very last question of the quiz. For 5 points, name the top 5 first names in the USA, male first names in the USA for the last 100 years up to 2018. So for 5 points, name the top 5 boys' first names in the USA for the last 100 years up to 2018. And this is according to the US Social Security Administration website, so I am believing it to be true. Because that's an official thing, it's not just a Wikipedia thing, that's an official thing. So 5 points, 1 point for each correct answer you get. I don't need them in order, I just need 5 names. Don't guess more than 5 names. Anyone can list 100 names and hope they get 5. Name 5 guesses only. 5 boys' names in the USA. Top picked names. And we'll give you a minute or 2 for that. If anyone's got any other questions need repeating in the meantime, put them in the comments, and we'll give you a few minutes, and then we'll go through the answers. Number 2 was Breitling, Hublot, and Tudor are all brands of what? I said to you earlier that the cat's been following Claire all the time when she's been home. However, Claire's just gone upstairs and then come straight back down with the cat in her arms, saying it's her hand warmer. Yeah, she went up upstairs to go to the loo, but she came upstairs saying the cat is her hand warmer. Number 12. Who is the permanent panelist on TV show QI? Oh, number 11. What operation is represented by an exclamation mark in mathematics? So I want the name of the operation which an exclamation mark represents. You're most welcome. Okay, last 30 something seconds or so, and then we'll go through the answers. What? Can you put it here so I can read out some of the best options? WhatsApp, cool. Last 10 seconds-ish. Okay, so question number 1. The name of the next generation Xbox due for release later this year is the Series X. Number 2, Breitling, Hublot, and Tudor are all brands of watches. Question number 3, the largest supermarket in the UK is Tesco, not Tesco's, although I will still accept that because I'm being kind. Question number 4, who performed, did the theme tune to this year's Bond film? The answer was Billie Eilish. Question number 5, how many pairs of chromosomes does a human cell normally contain? The answer is 23. Number 6, the chemical symbol or formula of salt is NaCl. November Alpha Charlie Lima. Question number 7. What animal appears on the logo of the World Wildlife Fund, or WWF? Apparently this is too easy because you all got it. It was a panda. Question number 8. What construction toy system was invented by American Joel Glickman and first introduced in America in 1992? The answer was K'NEX. K-N-E-X, K'NEX. Again, spelling isn't needed. I'm just explaining it. Number 9, copperhead, cottonmouth, and boomslang are all species of snake. Apparently, that's a Harry Potter thing. Boomslang's in Harry Potter. I just Googled species of snake, and boomslang sounded cool. Number 10, what does the word scuba in scuba diving stand for? As it is a word, not an acronym. And that is self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. And I will just read out some of the guest answers because I'm sure people had some fun here. We had super cool underwater animals, which spells skewer. So someone didn't even get a B in there. Well done. Submerged completely using bottled air. It's pretty good. Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo. No. Socially curious underwater bowling alleys. So yeah, great efforts there. But no, the answer was self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. And I know that's right because otherwise the father-in-law Gavin would have had a go at me on the chat if I got it wrong. Question number 11, what operation is represented by an exclamation mark in mathematics? That is the factorial operation. And just to explain it, a factorial, so for example, a 4 with an exclamation mark would mean 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So factorial is basically multiplying by every number below it. But the answer is factorial. Question number 12. The permanent panelist on TV show QI is Alan Davis. Not, as Claire suggested, even though we've watched a ton of QI in isolation, James Corden. She went, oh, it's the bloke with curly hair, James Corden. She now knows that James Corden isn't him, he's someone else. But yeah, it was Alan Davis. Apparently a lot of people put Stephen Fry. He wasn't ever a panelist, he was the host. And now the host is Sandy Tolskvig, not Stephen Fry. So he's not even relevant anymore. Question number 13. In Hinduism, the 3 kind of main gods, or the 3 gods that make up the Trimurti, are Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Again, doesn't matter which order you put them. Alan Partridge, that's great. And then number 14, the top 5 first names in the USA for the last 100 years up to 2018. Again, no particular order, 1 mark for each of them. James, John, Robert, Michael, and William. And just to be pedantic, Jonathan is not accepted. Jonathan is further down the list. It was 36th, I think it was. So John, not Jonathan. So those answers again. James, John, Robert, Michael, William. And that was for up to 5 points. Tally up your scores, and Claire will get them in as soon as possible and give you the final scores, including the scores from round 4, which everyone got upset that we ignored. We'll find out whether Matthew Hoggard's Barmy Army have won the crown for technically the first time, although, who won last year? Yeah, they didn't win last week. Yeah, technically the first time, although actually I don't think Gru was there. Gru's not being there. He worked late, so he didn't make it. So it was Matthew Hoggard's Barmy Army. Let's see if they've maintained the crown or regained the crown on behalf of the Worcester Zulus. Whether Don't Stand So Close to Me from 2 weeks ago have won again. Whether Quizzing in My Pants have won from last week again. Kieran, Izzy, and Kieran's mum. Or whether we have a new winner. Maybe Tim Does Taylor has pulled something out of the bag with his first live appearance. Who was that? Piri Piri Sauce, you don't get half points in this quiz. Sorry. Half points are for quiz masters who are weak. What do they give themselves a half point for? Self-controlled is not correct. Oh, quizzing in my pants. Sorry. I'm going to quiz all over you. Wrong quiz team. Quizzing in my pants? That's the wrong team. Ooh. Deeply offensive. You're deeply offended. I'm glad, Kieran. I'm very glad. Just while Claire's tallying up, just a quick pointer. The a normal pub quiz, you would go and spend what, £5 to £10 on a drink or two, entry into the quiz. We're not charging anything for this. This is free because we're nice like that. But if you can, please consider donating to your local food bank. I'm on furlough at the moment. I've been working with Tim Duspaler down at the Worcester Food Bank. It's been really fun to work there, but it's a weird place in that there's volunteers doing amazing things, but there's also a lot of people coming in desperate need, and it's heartbreaking to see that people need packages of food. Me and Tim work in the warehouse. We're spending all day, every day, just sorting through tins and tins and tins and packets of pasta and things like that. All kindly donated. It's amazing to see the response in donations that's come through this time. We're actually seeing tons of donations at the moment, which is great. There's more coming in than going out, which is wonderful. But for the food bank right now isn't the busiest time. The government is sending out food parcels. That there are other schemes set up in the short term to cope with this pandemic, which means that the food bank probably isn't at its busiest. But in a month or two's time, or a month or two after the coronavirus lockdown ends, when a lot of us will go back to work, the food bank will still be there, still be running fully for people who then can't go back to work or have no work to go back to and are struggling. And that's the point I think we're going to see the food bank really have a massive uptake. So there's a lot of stock coming in, which is great, but we need more of it. We need more donations. We need to see it really ramp up now in preparation for what's to come. So if you'd normally spend £5 or £10 at a pub quiz, if you've done this 6 times now, please just consider giving some, maybe not that much every week, but just consider giving something to your local food bank, either if you go to a supermarket in physical donations, or if you go, if you're not going to supermarket shopping much, or if you're doing things online, you can give to your local food bank, I'm sure, online through their websites. There's also a new company called Banquet, which has been started up, which Tim has told me about. They can set you up with a standing order to give to your local food bank. They do take a cut of that to cover their costs, but the total that a food bank would see in donations is probably as good, if not more, than your actual donation, because they have a very good deal with a supermarket who are supplying to the food banks en masse. So basically, they've gone to the supermarket and said, if we give you money for all food banks, will you supply to all these food banks? The supermarket said, yep, we'll do a great deal, give you more than your money's worth. They're claiming a bit of the money back to cover their costs, but ultimately food banks get more using Banquet. So please, there's an app for it. Check it out. If you can, consider giving. And this is during lockdown, but if you can consider giving more consistently than just during lockdown, then that'd be amazing too. Preach over. Claire has the final scores. Yep.
Right. Hello again. So sorry about the confusion. I was just doing scores for rounds 1, 2, and 3 last time. You want to have a look?
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry. So last time I read out the scores was just reading out 1, 2, and 3. So now I've totaled everything up and we've got the final scores. So in 15th place, because we did actually have 15. Is that right? No, we only have 14 teams. How was that 15th place? 1. Do we have 15 teams? Well, I'm going with it. Right, 15th place, 35 points is Charlie's Angels. Well done. It is a hard quiz. 14th place, 53 points is Quizzy Rascals. 13th place, 56 points are the team who must not be named. 12th place, 61 points is Flu Fighters. 11th place with 62 points are Quizzing in My Pants. 10th place on 67 points, Peri Peri Sauce. 9th place, 69 points, is Duo. 8th place on 70 points, Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. 7th place on... Oh, that's swapped the wrong way around for some reason. Just want to confirm that. For some reason, it's showing you two guys the wrong way round. I will double check this, so sorry if I've got you two the wrong way round. So in 7th place on 73 points is Chewbacca's. Then in 6th place on 76 points, the Lithuanian Tourist Board. That is the right way round, don't worry. I had got it right. I just doubt myself. Then in joint 4th place on 78 points, the Quizerables and Matthew Hogarth's Barmy Army. Bumped down, I'm afraid, guys. 3rd place on 79 points is Comrie. Well done, guys. And we have a tie. So Nat, the reason I sent Nat away is because he's coming up with a tiebreaker question, because in joint 1st place for now, on 80 points, Don't Stand So Close to Me, and we're going to quiz all over you. So he's just quickly thinking now of a tiebreaker. But well done, everyone. So Nat comes up with all these questions from scratch. He obviously does his Googling, but he doesn't like to use any pre-standard questions or anything like that. So he spends a lot of time on these questions. And he does like to make them difficult. So as you can see, I'm appalling at them. That's why I do the scores. But so I appreciate we've gone over time. It is gone 10 tonight. So sorry if people had to run off. It's because of our internet malfunction. And now obviously the tiebreaker, which he is, I'm looking at him now. He's got it. Right.
Okay. So the tiebreaker for those two quiz teams.
So that Don't Stand So Close to Me, and we're going to quiz all over you.
For those two. I would like to know, to 2 decimal places, what is the world record for 100 meters breaststroke by Adam Peaty? So in the long, yeah, type it in your quiz sheet somewhere, not on YouTube, so the team can't see it. So to the 100th of a second, 2 decimal places. What is the world record for 100 meters breaststroke in the 50-meter pool, not the 25-meter pool, set by Adam Peaty? There you go. So who's that? So we've got it in from, we're going to quiz all over you. Don't stand so close to me. Just waiting on your answer. I think there's more in there, team, so probably. Yeah, we've got your answer. We're going to quiz all over you. Thank you. Don't stand so close to me. Oh, the tension. This is.
Come on, guys.
These are last 2 weeks' wins, aren't they? Battling out.
Yeah, they are.
We have to push you. We need an answer, please, guys. The other team put it in very quickly. If you don't get an answer in the next 20 seconds. Oh, no, go answer in.
Oh, yeah, we've got it.
Okay, so the 2 answers. Don't Stand So Close to Me. Guessed 38.61 seconds. We're going to quiz all over you. Guessed 50.50 seconds. The correct answer was 56.88 seconds. You both went too quick. So the closest, therefore, was we're going to quiz all over you. So they retain their crown from last week. Well done to you guys. Thank you, everyone, for taking part. We really appreciate you joining in. It would be a lot of time wasted if you didn't. So thank you for joining in. And we'll see you next week.